Welcome to Eclectic Mysteries. Today we're going to be discussing the astral plane from a practical point of view and understanding how tones and vibrations help us transport our conscious awareness to where we are able to receive and interpret and perceive the astral plane. Now, the most important thing to understand about the astral plane is that we already are inhabiting it. So we are dwelling in two different worlds at one time. At one point we are in the physical world, and at another side of us, or on the inner side of us, psychologically, emotionally, we are in another world that's just like this, but made of more final, subtler material. It's more fluctuating there. For example, I could be here giving this video, but if my mind wanders to what I was doing yesterday, or an event that took place, or something that may take place in the future of anticipation, then my consciousness is going to create an image of that. And then with that image, that part of my consciousness is dwelling there and experiencing sensations or memories or feelings while here in the physical doing something else. So you can be doing two different things at the same time. People do this all the time. They call it, daydreaming or when your mind wanders. But there are techniques and different ways to be able to transport yourself there. Into the astral plane. Now, the astral is the midpoint between the physical world and the spiritual world. So think of the physical world as a womb, or a shout out to Michio Kushi, a Japanese professor, esotericist, taught that this is kind of like a soul or spirit factory, the physical plane being the physical spiritual factory, and with this spiritual physical factory producing souls and individualities, as we've talked about in previous videos and lectures, we then are able to transition our conscious awareness to the next plane, the astral plane, which is, we've already been living there. So essentially it's not really learning how to get there, but it's more how to place your conscious awareness on that frequency within you that allows you to have more electromagnetic energy focus there to light up that arena. For example, if all of your energy is being used for this realm and your day-to-day activities, digestion or worrying or stress, and you're tense and your breathing's off, then that energy won't be so vibrant to be able to electrify that image that lets you jump through that picture. Just like in Super Mario Brothers Nintendo 64, Mario would jump through the portraits and go into a new world. Well, this is a symbol of that, because we also create images or portraits in our mind that we're able to jump through. And when we jump through them, we're able to inhabit that astral vehicle that we have made through our everyday motions here in the physical world, through the what we intake: air, prana, ether, light. We transform this energy, and it gives us the ability to produce those images or see clearly, because we're all actually inhibiting the astral plane at this very moment. Yogananda shared an exercise, basically closing off the senses in the morning facing the east. You plug your eyes and your ears and your nostrils a bit, or just so that you can't see the light and that you can plug your ears, cover your eyes. And you're supposed to somewhat shut the lips as well. If you can hold your breath for like 10 seconds, it helps as well. But the idea is by shutting down those outer senses, you pull the electrical current into your inner senses and start developing the astral senses, which are essentially clairaudience, to be able to hear, clairsentience, to be able to feel, clairvoyance, to be able to see. And that's the idea behind the teachings of Rudolf Steiner, is that the astral plane is a foggy place. And to be able to navigate it, you have to have the lantern lit. You have to have your inner sight open, because it only happens spontaneously under certain circumstances, where you go to sleep and you have a vibrant dream, or most of us, since we were a kid, we're not able to have a vibrant daydream. You know, children are connected to source, and they're able to just go into their daydreams and essentially have access to the inner plane. But society and beliefs and stress and various different lifestyle motions create a disharmony, which makes it hard for us to be able to shut down that electrical current from our outer world and transition into the inner world. Now, the inner world is inhabited by not only people here that are awake, because we all live there as well, we're unconscious there, but the people that have departed here also inhabit that realm and live there. Most of them are aware and fully aware that they're inhibiting a plane similar to the physical dimension, but it's now a dream world, a collective dream world. And when I say dream world, the only reason why I say that is because it's not much different than the physical world. This physical world is also a type of a dense dream world, but it's more real. The elements are at war with each other, clashing. Earth, water, air, and fire, creating harmonies and disharmonies and various octaves of harmony and disharmony, which creates repulsion and attraction and creates the physical duality of this physical realm. The astral realm also has duality there as well. It's not under the same laws as the physical world. So it seems like more of a dream world, because you access the dream world, well, you can float. You know, you can teleport. It's you don't, you know, certain technologies do more high-tech things than there. You know, there's things to do there that are common to and similar to this plane, but functioning on a different level of vibration and frequency and freedom. Because the whole idea is, in the spirit factory, when we come out of it, we're supposed to go to a realm of more freedom. That's why we have so much constraint in this physical world, because the physical constraint is here to prepare us to be able to live in a more free realm where we're more exposed, we're more vulnerable. We're actually protected here. Our emotions are numb here. Our ability to feel empathy fully for other people is numbed here. But in the astral plane, the blanket's gone, the physical garments are gone, and we're no longer able to cover ourselves from those influxes of energy. And that's where you start to understand that, as C.C. Zane and Thomas H. Burgoyne taught, the inner, and as anyone can experience themselves, the inner plane weather, the inner realm within yourself, that condition is more important and has more influence over your life and behavior and actions and mood than the physical weather. But when you go outside, it's a cloudy day, you may feel that astral fog as well, as within, so without. But you know that if in the inner plane you can make your inner sun shine, if enough people were to do that, then it would even clear clouds away, clear fog, clear pollution. Because the outer weather is a reflection of the inner state of the microcosm. So if people start to change within themselves and clear their minds, then they'll see that the fog clears. But because not enough people are doing it simultaneously, because we don't have enough people on board in the same cosmic chain. And that's the magic behind the magic chain, as well as Eliphas Levi taught, that when people come together, as in the Bible it even said, Jesus said, 3 in my name, pray in my name. That's the church. When 3 come together for something good and of God, then we can move mountains. And there's been scientific research showing various times where people have meditated or prayed or chanted in large groups and lowered the crime rate, essentially. There's been a lot of different documented scientific proof of human beings being able to create change by changing their inner world, because that inner world is the astral plane, and the astral plane is the precursor and the molder and the transformer of forms from the causal plane. See, the astral plane interprets from the causal plane and outputs in the physical plane as manifested physical objects in time and space. Every object and physical item and person and temple or building we see in the physical world is a modified version, a downgrade of the astral world. As we ascend up Jacob's ladder, we'll notice that there's more detail and particularities, and as we attain higher consciousness, as we climb up the ladder, and as we spiritualize our physical bodies and bring heaven down to earth, it's a two-way street. We're also able to maximize and create these astral manifestations here. Where do you think they got all the technology? Where do you think they actually got all of the hidden information? Everyone says aliens, beings from other planets, physical beings from other planets. I beg to differ. I believe that all of these inventions and masterpieces of knowledge and great triumphs of maybe ancient civilizations having more modern tech or advanced tech, whatnot, it all comes from the astral plane. They're able to access beings and ideas and to understand that knowledge. And if you think about it, it is almost as if they're getting knowledge from the future, because the astral plane is what awaits us all. All beings that depart from the physical world transverse instantaneously into that realm. The question is, will you be of lunar consciousness or solar consciousness? And this is just a way of understanding what exactly happens there, because a lot of people go into this next realm. Well, I would say the majority don't, but due to systematic error in the cosmic scheme and people dipping into knowledge of good and evil and basically making a mess of what was just supposed to be God's creation ground, different things have had to happen. Essentially, some people go into the astral plane with a hard time understanding it, because they've led to beliefs of nihilism, or they've led to certain religious beliefs. They've put their consciousness and beliefs into and created an image of what they think is going to happen after death. So when they get there, it can be hypnotizing and hard for them to understand and conceive of the fact that they've instantaneously transferred into this next realm. Now, of course, people with the understanding and consciousness ability understand that they've died and understand that they're in the next plane. It may be particular to them, the similarity of it, that they are still around the proximity of their home, relatives, loved ones. They find it strange they can't communicate with them, but there's other beings they can, and some they can't. Obviously, people that are departed or on the other side already, they can. The people they can't. But some people are still trapped in a rat wheel of lingering attachments, and they linger on the lower astral zones, which mimic the physical realm. This is why so many people believe in reincarnation, because they're living on lower astral planes that mimic the physical dimension to a degree where they're still able to satisfy their desires. However, after departing from the physical body, the satisfaction of physical desires is now a hankering, because you cannot even fully satisfy physical desires here in the physical plane. In the astral plane, you will still try to acquire these pills. If you were addicted to pills, for example, in the astral plane, you're going to be trying to scrounge for pills, or scrounge for alcohol, or scrounge for physical substances that you were partaking in. Perhaps you were addicted to money gathering, or you were addicted to lust, or any of the various vices. You're going to be trying to continue these behaviors on the astral plane in your astral body, and unable to fulfill these desires. You have to understand that you've passed on to the next plane and give up what was from the lower to receive the higher, because there's all sorts of activities going on in the solar plane, astral plane. In the solar astral plane, where conscious departed beings live and have created their astral garments, the coat of many colors. They've acquired their astral vehicles. They are existing in realm very similar to this, but the laws of how it works and what goes on there are just turned up a little bit. There's no need to consume. There's no need to fill the gas tank up anymore. There's no need to kind of some of these problems that we have here in the physical world. We won't have to experience in the next plane. But the issues that we experience in the next plane, just as the astral realm is, the heart, emotional plane, you have the physical plane, the emotional plane, the mental plane, mind, earth, water, air, mind, fire, spirit, right? It's a very emotional plane. And people in the astral plane are just as confused as we are, except now they know what we know now. If they didn't, they know now that the consciousness survived after death. There's still issues to take care of. There's still opportunities to gain consciousness. And the people in the astral plane are finishing their solar bodies to live in the spiritual plane. It's a cosmic transmutation, just like the cocoon. The worm turns into the caterpillar turns into a cocoon. The cocoon turns into a butterfly. Well, that's kind of how we are. The physical world's a cocoon. We have to leave the cocoon to become a butterfly. The butterfly is the immortal spirit, conscious, individual conscious, eternal progression in awareness for eternity. So there are practical methods to be able to attain to awaken in the astral plane, and they could be studied diligently by basically looking into how to make sure that you are conserving enough of your sensual sense output energy, hearing, seeing, feeling, to be able to turn that light around and use it to energize the images. So meditating in a dark room is shutting out the light, but keeping your eyes half open to acquire balance with yin and yang, right? So that you could see just the horizon, dark light, in a dark room, and then plug your ears so that you can silence all the input noise and be able to see what to see, and practice the Franz Barden exercises of thought control and image control, to be able to imagine a pencil, okay, or hear a dog barking, right, in your mind, right? But then now okay, this is a self-created sound. This is I can create an image. And then you'll be able to differentiate between the images that are sent to you from beyond, images that you didn't create but received, or things you hear within, and you'd say, oh, that wasn't self-generated. So you're able to now acquire intuitional thoughts, downloads, by quieting and shutting off the senses and being able to acquire astral vision by becoming conscious of the transitionary period when you're going to bed at night, to become aware of yourself going to sleep, so that you understand that once you've gone to sleep and you're aware of it, if you end up walking down the street, then you'll know, hey, I now know that I'm not in my physical body. I remember myself going to sleep. I remember laying in bed and drifting off to sleep, and now here I am walking down the street. And that will bring an awareness that you are now in a new vehicle. That's the first step of initiation from the bottom of the tree of life, Malkuth, the physical realm, into astral world, Yesod. Because it is in that realm that we're trying to acquire conscious in order to get to Tipperet. We have to awaken in the astral. One of the best ways to transfer consciousness from the physical realm and become aware of the inner plane, aka the astral plane, is number one, knowing that the astral plane is not out there. You don't have to get out of your body and fly into the astral plane. Think more, you have to concave, you have to convex, you have to internalize, you have to turn the light around. You have to go within, like a turtle withdrawing its limbs into a shell. And you can also utilize sound tone vibrations during meditation to transition your conscious awareness into the sound. And the sound current will be able to take you into a realm where you either receive an image or intuitional instruction. Maybe you speak to a higher dimensional being, maybe a lower dimensional being. But regardless, you're able to utilize sound. For example, like a tongue drum. Repetition. If you listen to a tone while rhythmic breathing is taking place, in 4, hold 4, out 4, hold out 4, in 4, hold 4, out 4, hold out 4. With full relaxation, while someone is playing a tonal instrument, you will be able to have flashes or glimpses into the next realm and start to understand the properties of that realm so that you feel comfortable navigating it. The number one key to occult science is acquiring the the ability to navigate the higher worlds and being able to understand their laws and understand that here is a training ground. This is where souls are created to embark on the eternal journey. This is only the beginning.